My dear friends, welcome to Uncaged Zoo Tours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours. Hi everyone, this is Jacob Vivash, and we reached 70 episodes. To celebrate, we're heading on a third adventure at the world-famous BRONX ZOO. Previously, we had fun at two award-winning exhibits, Jungle World and Madagascar. Thanks to your votes, my third tour will feature some of the zoo's smallest residents at the Mouse House. Unlike other exhibits at the BRONX Zoo, this area showcases some of the world's most misunderstood animals, rodents, and other small animals that look like them. We'll also learn why these little guys don't deserve such a bad reputation. Let's begin. The Mouse House is located just beyond the Congo gorilla forest, and the first few exhibits contain diurnal rodents, which means they come out during the daytime, like I do. First up is the common degus, a rodent from South America. These little guys spend most of their time on the ground, but they will scale trees for food. When alarmed, degus will hide in rock crevices, but if a predator grabs their tail, a thin ring of skin at the tail's base will tear off. This wound heals quickly, but the degus tail won't grow back. There's also a northern tree shrew. Sorry buddy, I didn't mean to interrupt your bath. Anyways, the next animals aren't even rodents. Our first black and rufous elephant shrews. These little guys are in their own order, Macroscelidia. What's even cooler is that elephant shrews are part of a suborder called Arthrotheria, which also consists of hyraxes, manatees, aardvarks, and tenrecs. Elephant shrews, also known as sengies, have great smelling, hearing, and sight, which they use to avoid predators. They also play a big role in keeping insect populations in check by eating them. At night, black and rufous elephant shrews rest in nests, and since they mate for life, they can have up to 10 nests in their territory. Sometimes, they use more than one nest at a time. Other rodents you might see are zebra grass mice, who are hanging out in a log, and European harvest mice. I hope they can hold onto the grass without falling. The next rodents are from Africa, the damaralandmolerat, the naked mole rat's hairy cousin. Like the naked mole rat, damaralandmolrats do cooperative breeding, which means that some members reproduce themselves to help others. This trait is the same thing that insects do. When I visited the mouse house, I was pretty lucky to see them look at their keeper, and when she closed the door, they all wanted food. Plus, another mole rat was being a ham. Damaralandmolrats make more tunnels after it rains because wet soil holds together better than dry soil. There were also African pygmy mice who were crowding together in a tree hole. I guess that makes sense because they are Africa's smallest mammal. I hope they don't start shoving each other. But you might also see our first long-tailed chinchilla, which is as soft as a blanket. Chinchillas grow 60 hairs on each follicle, which is where the hair is rooted. People hunted chinchillas for their fur, and only a few thousand remain in the wild, but domestic chinchillas have been bred since the 1920s. Chinchillas live in the Andes Mountains in colonies, and they use rock crevices for shelter. They eat at dawn and dusk, standing on their hind legs and holding food in their front paws. Also from South America is our first red-rumped agouti. Their favorite food is the seeds from a Brazilian nut tree, which have a very large shell that only they can break. Agoutis bury any leftovers and sometimes forget to dig them up again. These seeds grow into new Brazil nut trees. Agoutis also use their powerful legs to avoid predators like ocelots and humans. The remaining exhibits contain some nocturnal animals or ones that come out at night, like the northern Luzon giant cloud rat and the Mahole bush baby, which I didn't see. But there's also our first feather-tailed glider. These guys aren't rodents either. They're marsupials, like kangaroos, koalas, and wombats. Feather tail gliders glide from tree to tree with the help of the flaps of skin between their front and back legs. The skin flaps help the feather tail gliders steer through the air and also act like a parachute. These gliders can also cling and walk on glass walls. Scientists think they do this because of special grooved tissues on their footpads. Also, there's the Egyptian spiny mouse, the brush-tailed jerd, the cactus mouse, the California deer mouse, the eastern deer mouse, plaid gerbils sleeping in their wheel, and the lesser jerboa. Jerboas jump on their hind legs like kangaroos, and they don't need water to survive. Instead, they eat plants and insects. They also have very tiny arms, and despite their looks, they are related to mice, but aren't true mice. Jerboas and most of the species I just mentioned, along with the African grass rat and house mouse, are part of the order Rodentia, which also consists of squirrels, capybaras, beavers, prairie dogs, and porcupines. Rodents are the most numerous mammals on Earth, and there are over 2,000 species of rodents in the world. Some, like the Egyptian spiny mouse, live in deserts, while others, like the California deer mouse, live in forests. House mice, on the other hand, like to live in your house in tight spaces. Rodents are not only cute, but they also help spread seeds, help with pollination, and are very easy to take care of. Without rodents, animals who eat them would have a hard time finding other food. Even though rodents can destroy crops and ruin your home, some, like guinea pigs, make great pets. The reason why rodents chew on so much stuff is because their teeth never stop growing. But like other rodents, the house mouse is seen as a pest. But like other rodents, they are used for research. We share 85% of genes with them, and they can be used as a model to study how mutations impact your brain development. Medical researchers use mice to study the genetics of autism, which is what I have. While they might appear as uninvited pests in your home, mice are very important to the ecosystem and help us understand brain development and diseases. And that wraps up our third tour of the world-famous BRONX ZOO. And overall, I would highly recommend the Mouse House. It's a great way to learn about rodents, their relatives, as well as the importance to our world. Plus, it's one of my favorite exhibits at the BRONX ZOO. And when we return to the BRONX ZOO, we'll visit one of my favorite exhibits, and an exhibit that changed the world forever, the award-winning and world-famous Congo Gorilla Forest. We'll learn how okapis are being tracked, meet a baby mandrill whose troop lives with red river hogs, meet our first Congo peafowl, crocodile monitor, pygmy marmoset, and African lungfish. Witness the return of the African rock python and wolf scanon, and see one of the best gorilla exhibits in the world. So today's question is, have you ever seen a rodent in the wild, and how did you react? Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. You're smart, creative, and kind.